The sad story of Mohbad. This is a true-life shocking story of Ilerioluwa Oladimeji Aloba, popularly known as Mohbad Imole. Hi guys, you're welcome back again to my page MJ Fun TV. This shocking story of Mohbad was brought to us by Gist Lover. This is the true-life story of Mohbad. In case you don't know him and you don't understand what is currently trending on all social media platforms, you can stay with us to the end to understand what this is all about. It's with so much sadness we are bringing this report and reporting this news to you all. The reason is that this boy really fought hard. He tried so hard. He gave death a tough time, but death won at last. Mohbad was one of the young street boys who rose to stardom from the streets of Ikorodu. You know those days of making a freestyle and boom, it goes viral online. Here are some of his throwback videos of his early life. You know, one way or the other, his video freestyle went viral. He got noticed and got signed to a record label named Malian Music, owned by a certain Peckham drug lord named Aziz Fashola, popularly known as Naira Marley. Alongside Mohbad Imole, Aziz, who is Naira Marley, also signed other young artists. And you know, it was all going well and smooth in the record. Little did they know that there is more to just being in this record, and singing song alone is not just it. Since the record is owned by a drug lord, there are some certain sacrifices you need to do so as to stay relevant in the record. First is you are initiated into peddling of drug, and second is you also take an oath of secrecy never to reveal anything going on in the label. Their boss, who is now an ambassador to NDLEA, that's Naira Marley, you know, he coached them all and they were doing so well, taking and peddling this drug. Then it got to level of secrecy, that's oath taking, and Mohbad refused. Zinolensky and some of the other artists in this record, they all agreed and they took this oath. They did the oath right, but Mohbad refused. They gave him time to have a rethink and he refused still. During those time, they sidelined him. The record boss left him useless in the label, and you know, he was just all alone while they kept on promoting Zinolensky back to back. He even gave out one of his street sisters to Zino, make him and the girl, you know, the parole as girlfriend and boyfriend. That's why you see Zinolensky with some girl saying that they're in a relationship, and you see him dropping hit album and all of that on all social media platforms, even though he's looking like he's sick, because he's not really looking healthy because of too much intake of this drug, and he's under this control of this their boss. He's under the control and he can't even opt out or do anything for himself. Mohbad started complaining, and that was when his problem began. Started complaining that he needs promotion too, that Naira Marley can't be promoting Zino alone and leave him hanging, and that's the beginning of their fight. It was so serious from one argument to another. He got worse that they went physical most times, and Naira hates to be challenged so bad, but Mohbad was always the only one challenging him in that label. Aside from these other record label boys, he also has other young boys he recruited who helped in carrying out his drug business. One thing led to another. He started restricting Mohbad from going out alone. If he goes out, he sees people trailing him. It was that bad. He then confided in some of his friends and they told him to run for his dear life. If not, it's a lifetime contract or they take his life. On hearing that, he summoned courage and summoned Naira Marley and told him that he wants to leave the record. That was the beginning of his nightmare. Naira Marley refused, saying he can't just opt out like that. This degenerated into serious arguments, and Mohbad was beaten blue-black by Naira Marley boys. One of his arm even got broken in the process. Bella, who was known, you know, in this industry at that time, was also aware of everything happening, because Mohbad was updating Bella how things were going. He managed to stay in the record label for a month more. Then one evening, he wrote a letter as advised by his friend, trying to make it official that he wants to leave the record. Naira Marley tore the letter right in front of him and walked him out. That night, Mohbad said he was done and walked out of his boss. Naira, on this other hand, was shocked. Naira Marley, seeing that the boy was so serious and he meant business this time, went out to plan with Nigerian drug law enforcement agencies official to come raid Mohbad, so that even when they finally fall out and Mohbad tries to say all the things he knows, people will call him a drug addict and not pay attention to his words or believe him. Luckily that day, when the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency raided their house, he went on live and spewed some things, but Naira Marley, as usual, was ready for the damage control. He said things that seems like Mohbad was under drug influence and that he's mad and none of the things he said was true. That, he said a lot of things that made people not to believe Mohbad, and that Mohbad has abused drugs a lot. He was taken to the hospital after the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency saga, even though nothing was wrong with him. Few days after he was discharged, his team reached out to Gistlover and said he was contemplating ending it all, and that Gistlover should please save them from Naira Marley, that they are small boys trying to fend for themselves. And Gistlover told them to write another letter and send to Naira Marley. If he tears it or not this time around, it's on him. They wrote the letter and sent Gistlover a copy. After Gistlover got the letter and then wrote a warning post on Instagram. I don't know if anybody remember the post. Gistlover did a warning post telling Naira Marley to leave Mohbad alone. After Gistlover warned Naira Marley to stay off Mohbad, else the release of their secrets to this general public will be mind-blowing. And that moment, everything went calm for a while. And all their drug peddling business will be out. Because of that fact, they pretended to have stopped. After Gistlover called him out, the second letter was written, and Gistlover told them to also post it on Mohbad page for record purpose. And that was how this young man escaped Malian music at that moment. Naira Marley first blacklisted him for industry and cancelled him. Their music industry is based on who you know. Whoever you know and the connection you have is deeper than what most people know. After blacklisting Mohbad, Naira Marley still didn't stop. He went on to continue sending threats to his parents, sending threats to Mohbad's parents, telling them that they should warn their son or else they will mourn him. And this was so sad that they sent threats to everyone that knows him. And they started trailing him. He didn't still stop there. One day, he was beaten up by Naira Marley boys. They took his phone, wiped every single thing on the phone, all the contact, every single thing. And after then, they left him for a while. And Mohbad started from the beginning again. He left the record label and he tried to pursue his career on his own. Bella Shmurda and Zlatan also stood by him during this time, but he didn't find it easy as at that moment. Naira Marley already marked him everywhere and everybody in the industry was avoiding him. He started facing rejection. No promoter was willing to work with him. But Bella Shmurda stood with him and stood his ground and gave him a shoulder. At some point, Naira Marley sent his boys after Bella as well, but they missed him. Yet, he didn't stop supporting Mohbad. And this was so sad and it kept going on and on. It didn't just stop. Until strange numbers started calling them, telling them that they won't leave him alone. They won't leave Mohbad until he's 6 feet under. That he can't dine with them and opt out just like that. He lived his whole life in fear. He was so scared. And when he welcomed his son, his whole life became worse. Because this whole matter was one of the reasons why he didn't announce that. He knew that they might come for his son as well. And he kept everything in private. At the same time, he was trying to survive himself. He secured countless shows for himself and tried to earn a living. And it was going all well, but then they always call him at the dying minute to cancel on him and tell him that they got an order from above not to use him. But in all of this, he kept going. As man is not God. He kept surviving and tried to do his best. And this was so sad that he was literally living in darkness and he couldn't really help himself. So he started seeking for help through his music. In some of his lyrics, you can listen to them and you see everything he was saying was literally his life. Without all the show promoters, godfathers in the industry, he was doing so well just on his own and with his music. Few of his friends who are influencers and dancers stood by him also. They gave him the push and it's been really a tough one. But of course, he continued and he started making it so well for himself all alone. The threats still didn't stop. As a matter of fact, they got worse. Spiritual attacks then started coming and laying ambush for him at any given opportunity. Just recently, Polo took him to the African festival and Naira Marley still sent his boys in the UK to attack Mohbad, but again they missed him. Just last week, Sam Larry sponsored Naira Marley and his gang to also beat Mohbad and deal with him mercilessly, aiming for his life. He managed to escape that and we thought that was it. He has escaped a lot and little did they know that more was coming. Now, on what led to his death? This is very serious. The truth is that anybody Mohbad tries to make friends with, Naira Marley will buy them with money. He must buy them with money just so they can always give him details about Mohbad. Except for Zlatan and Bella Shmurda, he couldn't buy. Mohbad lost a lot of friends to Naira Marley bullying. So there is this friend that sticked around him and was always with Mohbad. On Sunday, they both went to perform at this degenerate Bitters launching in Ikorodu. This was just few days ago. His friend was with him all through the show. After the show, one thing led to another, and Mohbad got into an argument with his friend. The argument got intense that they exchanged blow, not knowing to Mohbad that his friend got a ring on. And he's also one of the boys that Naira Marley has already bought with money. He suffered so much because they came after him heavily, planned for him countless times, but he escaped a lot of time. And guess this time around, God just wanted him to have peace. They perfected their plans well, waited until their godfather became the president, and then they strike. This is so sad and heartbreaking, and they are on all social media platforms claiming that nobody can do anything to them because they have power in the political aspect. According to most of them, they have godfathers and they have backup. Nobody can touch them or harm them. This is so sad and heartbreaking. This lover has promised them that this won't just go under the box and this won't just go away because a life was lost. They sniffed life out of Mohbad and it will not just end like that. This lover said that he's trying to get the picture of his friend, this friend of Mohbad that fought with him in Ikorodu, that used that ring on him, so they can at least publish it for the whole world to see and find him, for more information to drop. Well, for the concluding part, we know who to face already, but let's wait for the next episode because this is really a very long one. And of course, we'll be updating you guys everything happening on social media on this channel. This won't go just like normal business as usual. This is really going to be a very long one, but until then, you guys should please watch out for the next videos and stay kind to one another. We pray for his soul to rest in perfect peace, and of course, prayers for his family, especially his 5-month-old son and his wife. We pray for God's guidance and protection on them because according to this information and more trending on all social media platforms, they are not safe because these people are after them. And this is really sad because Mohbad was the one protecting them and now he's no more. No one knows what is really going to happen. Most of his friends are trying to protect his son and his wife. But of course, these people have higher authorities and nobody could tell what they can do at any time. But of course, God passed them. This is another report. On the 27th of June, Mohbad filed a petition and he was trying to, report this incident that happened earlier so they can save him. He was saying that this police need to investigate this matter. And this is a report. Aloba promise Oladimeji. Petition of threat of life, malicious damage of properties valued the sum of 5 million naira, assault, occasioning harm, oppression and conduct likely to cause breach of peace against Sam Larry, Elegushi, Elele, Obele, and others. I, the above name and address, a law-abiding citizen and a musician, bring to your notice the assault and threat to my life by the above-mentioned persons. On 25th June 2023, while having a video shoot with another artist by name Zlatan Ibeli, the above-mentioned persons, numbering about 15 men led by Sam Larry Elegushi, invaded the premises with dangerous arms such as guns, cutlass, cane, etc., where I was shooting video, and scattered the whole process of the shooting and damaged everything. This is so sad. They damaged the equipment I was using for the shooting, valued about 5 million naira, and started threatening my life, which in the process they became violent and assaulted me, which I sustained injuries but narrowly escaped. Attached to the petition is the said pictures. Total amount I paid for the shooting they have destroyed is 8 million naira, which is non-refundable. However, during the assault, they were boasting that they work for Oba Elegushi and that they have been asked to deal with me for reasons best known to them, which till date they are still threatening to kill me if they see me. They are threatening to kill me if seen. Sir, I call on your good office to save my life from the above-mentioned persons and bring them to book. Thank you for your timely intervention. Yours faithfully, Aloba Promise Oladimeji. So this was the petition Mohbad submitted when he was still alive. And he asked them to please save his life. As he read all those things he wrote, it's so sad that they ignored. They didn't even bother to even make any attempt to help or save his life. And now it all makes sense. According to our former reports, when we posted earlier about this cabal or this their group or their record, which they claim is music they are doing, but they're actually doing so many other things. They actually have lots of contacts, top government officials, and so many others. So they usually post it and boast of it actually. And this makes sense now when people are even lamenting about it. It makes sense a lot because this petition was ignored. Earlier today, when popular Nigerian artists tagged Nigerian police force, asking them on Twitter if they are not seeing all of this happening on social media and why they are quiet. They claim that a report has to be made and so many other things that they wrote, saying that online report is nothing. Meanwhile, they have actually been responding online to every other information and things trending on social media. But this particular one, they ignored it like they didn't see it. And rather, they responded and claimed that they should make a report and no petition was filed and other things they said. Not until this was revealed that Mohbad actually filed petition and they ignored, and so many other information that is so sad and heartbreaking that we can't even post here. This is so sad and so unfair, the way they treated this young man. And the worst part of it is that Naira Marley posted videos on his Snapchat today, partying, showing videos where he was smoking and drinking like nothing happened. This is so sad because this young man tried everything he could do and yet nothing happened. They couldn't save him and nobody could help him. This is really heartbreaking because most people were saying that he didn't cry for help. He actually cried out in so many ways. He made a video calling out Naira Marley on live, telling people that if anything happened to him, they should hold Naira Marley responsible. And he also went ahead to, write this petition and submit, and still went on to post more. But nobody really did anything about this. And unfortunately now he's no more and all this evidence is beginning to drop. Especially after the Nigerian police claimed that he didn't submit any petition and he didn't even make any report and his family did nothing. Now all this petition that he actually submitted himself when he was still alive began to fly on social media. Now you can see that this Nigeria is really messed up because if you really don't know anybody, you are really in a big mess. This is so sad and really heartbreaking, especially with all this evidence. Now this Naira Marley crew, they are all on social media platform disabling their accounts and hiding their pages and allowing this thing to die off so that later they can come back online. But that is not enough because a life was lost. And I don't really know what you guys think about this, but this is really sad and we really need justice for this young man because this is so unfair. And the worst part is his son is just 5 months old and yet they are still planning evil against the boy. This is really heartbreaking and we're really calling for help for his innocent son and his wife. I pray that they are safe and protected. Most of his colleagues are now going out on their own to try to help them in any way they can. Well, I don't know what you think about this news, but comment down below whatever your opinion is about this. See you guys on our next one.
Most because I used to have 2 friends then too that do music too. But me, I used to make money from that my carpenter work. So I used to pile all this money together and go to the studio. Those are my own first move. Like I need to go and work then. You don't know, you can't use carpenter money to record song and it not be sweet. It has to be sweet. Like,
that's sweet too.
Yeah.
Like this.
Mohbad. He was just 27 years old. This guy lived in fear. He was scared for his life. He lived in fear. They didn't allow him to enjoy his talent. They didn't allow him to enjoy his career. That's the saddest, but they frustrated Mohbad. All because he joined a record label and he wanted to leave a record label. They frustrated Mohbad. The stories, and it is really, really heartbreaking. The one where pay me pass, we say, this guy didn't enjoy his life when he was alive. He didn't enjoy because he was living in fear. Now he's dead. Look at the way they buried him. They couldn't even give him a befitting burial. There was no privacy. Everybody was there videoing. Why? So many people had access to his coffin. Like, why? His family really messed up, to be honest. And they've already buried him without doing any autopsy. This is really, really sad. The coffin they even used to bury himself, his head he couldn't even size the coffin. They had to bend his head in the coffin. God, you are long. No. It is well. According to the story we've been hearing, Naira Marley and his people, they frustrated this guy, yo. They frustrated him. Sam Larry, who is a close friend to Naira Marley, I still heard the story. That story. Okay, let me just use allegedly. How Sam Larry allegedly beat up Mohbad this year in Elegushi. They say this year in NDLEA, yes, allegedly. Just to be careful.
Mad, let me do angel. I think it's
Can you see that? They even brought King to beat him. Kilo day. Mohbad lived in fear. Oh my show. Things was really hard for him, but now things are getting better. At least he's dead. Just like that. They blacklisted this guy. Promoters were not even working. They blacklisted him. He wasn't getting tours. When he get jobs, they would just cancel it. It was just like that. Because it is well. The small show, the one that he went for in UK, that Paulo invited him for, that he performed in UK for one Africa Fest or something. They still send boys to come and beat him, to come and attack him, but he survived, he escaped. Like Kilo Shelley. They don't even want him to succeed. But now, I think they succeeded now. He's dead. May he so rest in peace. So God, it's only God that knows. It's only God. Karma. It is well. It is well. This is the man, Sam Larry and Naira Marley. The man that brought that allegedly beat Mohbad. It is well. May he so rest in peace. Even though we don't know what killed him, they are saying they gave him injection. Nurse gave him injection. Auxiliary nurse. The father said they don't want to do autopsy, and they had to bury him just like that within 24 hours. Kilo day. The whole thing is just so suspicious. May he so rest in peace. Because the way they even buried him, the whole thing, the whole arrangement was just too bad. It was shabby. No privacy. It is well, though. It is well. We just have to be very careful. We have to be very careful. All these people all these upcoming artists trying to join record labels, or all these upcoming talents that want to join, please be careful. Don't go and sign contract that will end your life. It's just really sad. It's really sad. May you so rest in peace.
Thank you so much for watching this video. For daily entertainment, news and celebrity good and bad updates, and all you need to know that's happening in the country, don't forget to hit this red subscribe button, turn on the notification bell to always stay connected to us. One love and God bless you all. Don't forget to thumbs up to this video and comment down below what you think about this.